Welcome in Tuesday edition, Blue Sky Live here with you this morning. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio. Lane Kiffin spoke to the media yesterday. We will discuss that. The coaches poll came out, which is completely and utterly meaningless. Lane Kiffin said so, but we'll use that for a little bit of a college football playoff exercise here today. We got Jim Harbaugh responding to the allegations from the NCAA and the notice of allegations and the draft and the whole deal. Got a Tom Morris sighting in the media today. We get a lot of Tom Morris sightings these days. He has turned this into a career that is quite lucrative these days.
Mad respect for what he's done.
Morris has found that lane that needed something and went, we're going to fill that. We're doing that.
No, he absolutely did.
Yeah.
He saw there was a need for something, and he went, you know what, I'm going
to fill it.
I'm going to fill the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. He is the dude when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Oh, I mean, he's gone from being a successful attorney to a wildly successful attorney. Good for him.
And clients in institutions with unlimited pocketbooks. So you can just charge. Go. Well, it's the necessity of it. So.
Yeah, I'm totally serious.
Yeah.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the respect meter, I'm a full 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about capitalism. I mean,
we have peripherally watched his rise, and it's been remarkable in a lot of ways.
Is he still based up in Rogers? Has he moved?
I assumed, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wonder that when I'm up in that area.
If that's where Mars is headquartered.
I wonder if he's still there. Like, I'd love just to drop in and say hello.
Would you?
Oh, actually, I would. I'd love.
You think you could?
Probably not, but he knows my name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he asked for things back in the day. We've run across him from time to time.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'd love to tip my hat and go, you.
When he was involved with Ole Miss and Nut and a lot of that stuff, he also took advantage of at that time. I mean, we talk about this all the time, just from a free standpoint. But even before that, schools and coaches not understanding FOI, to where everything was just wide open in phones and emails and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, that's public record. Go ahead and throw that over now." And you end up either perjuring yourself essentially or outing yourself at the same time.
I've always wondered what role he played in
the Steve thing.
Freeze phone, Steve Robertson.
You got a guess?
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to say it out loud. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't blame him.
I think I agree with you.
At the end of the day, let me be perfectly clear.
Yeah.
No matter what you think of other people's motives, it was Hugh's fault.
Well, it was 100%.
I mean, 100%. I mean, the people that are like, I want to go burn.
Yeah, we can't put that completely on somebody else now.
I don't think you can put it at all on anybody else. He could have redacted every one of those calls. Every one of them.
I mean, I know we talked about it yesterday, but that still just baffles me that you're handed the document and went, "Hey, go ahead."
Yeah, no, I mean,
because the rule is if it was personal or if it was use, you could mark it out. Like basically, only business related calls were applicable to FOI on your public phone.
Yeah.
So you could just and they don't exist. No,
they're gone. It's one of the great what if exercises we probably could do sometime. It's too late now. We're into the season, but it's a what if exercise. What if he deletes every phone number he should have deleted? What if?
We had a really entertaining conversation with AK about this that night, and we were in Jackson after the cat head thing. We're through all this. Just delete them all. Just mark it through.
Well, I mean, Andy's phone log would have been a one giant blank. He would have.
I don't need a Sharpie. I just need like the complete thing I lay over the top of it.
He would have looked at his and gone, "No, it's all getting deleted. I'm not even." Nope.
You can't prove that. I don't know.
People would come back and go, "You deleted the whole thing." He'd say, "I did."
All personal. I don't know. I use Skype for my calls. I don't know what to tell you.
Taking no chances.
Yeah. So, all right. Blue Sky locations all across the state of Mississippi. Sweet Daddy's locations all across the state, including here in Oxford. Maybe you use them to take care of dinner tonight. They've got ribs, pulled pork, side items, desserts, and much more. You've got wet or dry. Call ahead. They'll wrap them up, have them ready to go. Again, that is Blue Sky locations all over the state of Mississippi. So check those out up and down I-55 throughout North Mississippi as well. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call that number. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes. In business hours, it's right to the bottom line. There's no hassle. There's no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is completely up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do. And let's hop into a Clark Ford today. Breaking news. I just told you about it. NBC now reporting it, by the way. Kamala Harris has picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. I think she was talked out of Josh Shapiro. There's your political commentary for the day. But a lot of stuff going on here on a Tuesday morning. But don't forget about Clark Ford. If you're in the market for a vehicle, Corey and them want to be your car guy. They want to be your truck guy. They'll prove it to you when you make the call. 662-257-1900. Again, 662-257-1900. Guest will join on the Campbell Clinic hotline from fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions. They're pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford, the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi, providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit CampbellClinicOxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
Crowd in the stream says, wonder if Rose Bowl could see the future and New Lane would turn Ole Miss into an even better program. Would he still do it? The thought process to that I'm curious about is actually the other way. None of that happens. Never any escort stuff, massage, whatever. None of that stuff happens. Hugh obviously is coaching 17. We talk about it all the time. He would have had that kind of roster. Once the allegations come down, because he was let off the hook. Hugh didn't get hit tons on that for the most part. From an NCAA standpoint, that's what I mean.
And you don't know whether he would have been hit had he not already
That's my point.
been hit.
And we don't know the answer to that, which is my caveat as I'm asking this question.
Right.
None of that stuff happens. What happens to the Ole Miss program over 3 or 4 years?
Well, they go 4-7.
In 17.
Or 4-8 in 17.
I agree.
The team would have quit on him.
Yeah, they went 6-6. They wouldn't have won at Kentucky, and they wouldn't have beaten Mississippi State.
Right. They played super hard for Matt Luke. They would not have played that hard for Hugh Freeze.
Yes.
It would have gotten ugly. A lot of the personal stuff that was bubbling probably would have become public.
Things that were not massage related, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So you think he's fired at the end of 17?
I think
you think Ross fires him at the end of 17?
And here's the difference.
Okay.
I don't think at that point Matt Luke is the guy.
Well, he's not.
I mean, nothing against Matt. It just Matt would have been his offensive.
No, you probably actually are hiring Dave Doran at that point.
Frankly, had things not been bubbling up, I think Matt Luke would have left. Who was the job offer that he had? Virginia
Troy or
Tech?
South Al, wasn't it?
No, South Carolina offered him.
Oh, that's
job.
right. That's right.
And he was going to take that job. I think working for Will.
It was an OC/run game coordinator thing on that. Yeah, correct.
So I think he would have taken that. I don't think Matt would have been the next coach, and so I don't know who they hire after the 17 season with sanctions.
Oh, that's true.
It would have been a very unattractive job.
But that's when doing the math in my head, that's when they had Doran.
Yeah.
With sanctions with Matt as the interim.
Probably
still hire Dave.
Probably hire Doran, who
would have done a good job.
A real solid job. Would probably still be the head coach at Ole Miss today, and they'd be in a solid spot. Not where they are by any stretch of the imagination, but
you would be a 7.5, 8-win program.
Yeah, and I think you could argue he's taken NC State a little above that.
Yeah.
Done a good job there.
And Ole Miss is a better job, but in a much tougher league. So even it out however you want to do it.
Sure. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think we're potentially going into like year 7 of Dave Doran right now, depending on what Doran would be doing or not doing.
Probably.
Because he was going to be the dude.
100%.
The plane was scheduled.
Unless Shula took it.
Well, I mean, it goes without saying.
Yeah, right, of course.
White Will and whatnot.
Pro and college sources.
So
sorry, guys, I'll never let it go.
Fine.
It's awesome. It was one of the most bizarre yet hilarious moments of my rather boring career.
I was going to go with illustrious, but sure.
Yeah, I would never use that word. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. That would be an alternate history of that would be so fascinating because Ole Miss would be a very, very solid program, but never a flashy program.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Brian.
8, 9.
I'm a little more bullish on Doran than most people because I think I've evaluated him more objectively. The way he's won at NC State, I think he could have turned Ole Miss into an 8.5 to 9 win winner.
Okay,
he's a good coach, dude.
He is.
He's solid. Very respected among his peers. Very respected by the NFL.
And I agree with this. I mean, it says in the stream. Think about Dave. He'd be your guy. No program's probably coming after him. No, you're his ceiling probably.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee went after him a little bit at one point when they were going after everybody when their thing turned into a train wreck.
It's like I'm kind of shocked, and I get it's a Dave, but a different situation. I'm surprised Clausen is still at Wake. That nobody's he's been able to take one more, maybe even if it's a Peter Principle thing where he doesn't win there.
Yeah.
That he doesn't get that one shot a little higher than Wake as things are diving as they are currently in the ACC.
BWL says Ole Miss would be Kentucky. That's about right. That's about right.
I think that's probably that. If there is an SEC comp, that is the comp.
Yeah. Solid.
Oh, good. Then yeah, sure. It's fascinating.
But it was going bad in 17. So
you're saying all that was the best thing that could have happened to Ole Miss?
I mean, I think, okay.
I get it's complicated.
So this is a life thing, right? You can, something terrible happens in your life and you use it as a trampoline, if you will, a springboard into something to make yourself better, and you end up in a better place. That happens. Sure. But I don't know that you ever look back at the terrible thing and
go, hey, glad that happened.
That was a good thing. No, it wasn't. It was a bad thing.
You handled it as well as you could have coming out of it. Yes.
You persevered. You showed that you could handle adversity, but it doesn't change the fact that what happened was horrible.
Willis in the stream, he says, way too early hot take. Rhett Lashley will be Florida's next coach in 8 months. Lashley is going to get some buzz at the end of the season. Go ahead and buy your stock in Rhett Lashley. I don't know if it's Florida necessarily, but grab your stock in Lashley.
He is. I'm kind of sourced on this.
All right. You think Napier's the coach in 25 in Florida?
I'm not ready to say that he is or isn't. Okay. But on Lashley will have multiple opportunities, and Lashley likes SMU a lot, likes where they are. Family likes it.
There's worse places.
I'm not saying he won't leave to go someplace else, but he's the bags aren't packed. He's not just itching. He's not Hugh Freeze at Liberty. I'm ready to go. Let's get something. Let's go. No, Lashley's cool with hanging tight, and he's young enough to hang tight.
Oh, he is.
And he's making really good money. Got a good gig.
They're on the rise. They're in a league. Highland Park, good place to be.
And in a world where there were multiple SEC openings, I don't know that Florida would be the one that he'd jump at. So we'll see.
That job is fascinating because most people who look at the totality of it think it is overrated, and it's a place where two coaches have won, and really 2.5 coaches have won, Mullen, Meyer, and Spurrier, to their respective levels of ability.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, it's kind of a mirror job. Whatever you are, you can kind of do it there. But it's exactly what you are. And I think, but coaches look at it and go, no, so-and-so win there, so I'll win there too. I think coaches actually overvalue that job.
A lot of
compared to the average person.
Well, this is also where you have to do the hand raise exercise if you're in Gainesville at some point this season. Say it goes, quote, poorly. I don't know how you define poorly. They would owe Napier about $25 million.
That's true.
You have to pay off the rest of his staff. I don't know. Let's call that, just for kicks and giggles, let's call it another 3. Okay? So $28-ish million. It's before you hire another coach. That's not really yet knowing. I don't think in late November, let's just say Thanksgiving Day, I don't think we're going to really know what the court case settlement is. I don't think we're going to have a 100. No one, the CFO at Florida Athletics is not going to be able to sit in the room and say, this is what it's going to cost
us. No,
100%.
No.
On Thanksgiving Day.
No.
I feel confident in saying that. So there would be a lot of unknowns. So I think for Florida to move on from Napier this year, it's got to go really bad. Now, it could. It could go really bad. But I think if they found a way to 7 wins, I think you'd see them go, hey, let's hold tight. 1 more year.
Let this sit. See what's up.
Let's get more information. Let's lower the buyout. Maybe he turns it around. Maybe this is the beginning of a better step.
I do think as SMU rises, the team that is hurt is TCU.
Yeah,
They have reached their pinnacle already.
probably so.
They're on a downturn now.
But hell of a pinnacle.
Oh, look,
Played for the
done a
national
hell of a
title.
job.
Played for the national title.
Gary Patterson won there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they played in the national title game.
Yeah. But SMU being relevant is a problem for TCU. Big problem.
Tom says, but Gator boosters are and will always be insatiable. That's true. It comes down to that deal where, yeah, I mean, I guess if you look, if the boosters put $30 million together and stuck it on Strickland's desk and said, spend it, okay. But it might take something like that. I don't know that from a fiscal standpoint that it would be tremendously responsible. And then who do you get, right? So, I mean, you can talk about Rhett Lashley. You can talk about Lane Kiffin. You can talk about these coaches that you say you want to get. Well, they have to want to come too. Who's to stop Rhett Lashley and Lane Kiffin from going, all right, I'm going to use this vacancy at Florida to get a little more of what I want at SMU and Ole Miss, respectively? Nothing.
And Florida's problem from perception and everything else, and Napier's problem, though, is that, A, these losses aren't on paper. And 2, even if your record is whatever it is, you're losing all those games late.
Yeah.
It looks like you suck late, even if you're actually doing fine.
Oh, you go through the emotion of the actual losses right at the time that you're making the decision.
Pow.
Sure. Yeah, losses don't feel the same way in May that they do in
You're 5-2, and
November.
everybody's going, hey, what if you just get a couple, and then suddenly you go through that train wreck of a close, and you get popped by Georgia and Ole Miss and Florida State and Texas and
Sure.
whoever the fifth one is, and I'm forgetting
I think
right now.
it's LSU.
Dear God.
Yeah.
And they have the same schedule next year because we're just flipping this bad boy.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, you got it right there.
My little trusty chart. So Miami, Samford, Texas A&M, Mississippi State.
That state game is so huge right there. It's in Starkville, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's Miami at home or wherever that game is. Samford, Texas A&M at home, at State. Open date, Central Florida at home. I don't know who scheduled that. It should be shot. So stupid. So stupid.
Keeping the money in the state. What are you doing? You're talking about?
I mean,
because they are going to be geeked. They don't suck.
No, they have a good, solid coach, good team. KJ Jefferson at quarterback.
They could get your ass that day.
I mean, KJ Jefferson's not being intimidated by Florida.
But if he wakes, here's the problem.
Hold on. The last time he played Florida, he won.
But read me that schedule again to that point.
Miami.
Okay.
Samford, Texas A&M.
Okay.
At Mississippi State. Open date. Central Florida at home.
Neal, right there. That's all I need. They can have 3 losses right there, and this bitch is over.
Sure. Yeah, because the rest of it is at Tennessee.
Oh, I forgot Tennessee.
Kentucky at home. Open date. Georgia and Jacksonville. At Texas. LSU at home. Ole Miss at home. At Florida State. That was rough.
Yeah, but they got Graham Mertz. He went through like 2 picks last year. Took care of the ball. Game manager. Efficient as hell.
He was mediocre at Wisconsin, and he's mediocre at Florida.
Yeah, because hey, he sucks. No, he doesn't suck. No, he's just he is your average quarterback.
No, if you hear someone go, Graham Mertz sucks, you know that they're being emotional.
Yeah.
He doesn't suck at all. But he's not great. And again, I mean, some of the games that you look at like UCF and you go, I mean, I wouldn't be remotely surprised if UCF beat Florida. It's Gus Malzahn.
Mm-hmm.
Solid program. Again, the last time KJ Jefferson played in Gainesville last season, he won. Last year.
Yes. Florida maybe is the most interesting team of the year for me. How they handle those early games. What do they do against A&M and State? Miami even. I mean, there is so much volatility even in the early part of the schedule where before they get to the bad stuff. And then it's just blow up. Here we go.
I couldn't do the diving thing.
What are we watching?
Up in the top corner, the women's diving or what?
Like the high dive
platform diving. Like
yeah.
You're way up there.
How high are they?
Too high.
Too high.
Higher than I'd want to be jumping into water. Freaking high enough. That's how high they are.
I don't think one's ever hit their head, have they?
I mean, I'm sure someone has. I mean, you got to push out.
You do. You can't trip right there.
No. And you're just like on your toes.
Oh, there isn't a lot of clearance, is there?
No, it was really good.
Was that good?
I couldn't do it.
Well, okay. If that's the standard, though.
I don't know anybody who could do it. I'm around athletes every day, and they couldn't do it. Nobody that I've been around, nobody that I saw at Ole Miss's practice yesterday could do that. Not one of them.
No. Well, it was. Well, it's like there's two totally different skills, but I was kind of laughing a little bit. I was talking about this morning. The American who won the road race, the cycling yesterday. Did you see this?
No.
Okay. An American woman won the road race or whatever for cycling. And there was a big story about how in 2016 she'd never even been on a bike before. She was a venture capitalist and had gone to like some clinic in New York just about riding a bike, had never clipped in. And then she's become a world champion and won the gold medal and wasn't supposed to be at the Olympics, and like somebody pulled out or something. I don't know. But when you looked into her background, she had done rowing or crew at Harvard and like set all these records. And I'm like, okay, she was an elite athlete.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't,
No.
hey, this isn't Brittany runs a marathon where you suddenly somebody goes and wins the Olympics. Like
Wasn't somebody coming out of EF Hutton.
yeah,
No, come on.
Yeah, it was like she holds the Harvard school record in crew or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hold on.
And her mother was a decathlete. Okay. That makes more sense now. You buried that part of the lead.
Right. It's like, no, she was a working woman until
Yeah.
18 months ago. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. So anyway, all right, we'll talk a little football in a second. First, about the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. They want to thank you for an incredible 2023-2024 athletics season. None was possible without you, the fans. Ball sports here before you know it. Can't wait to see you back on campus soon. 2024 men's and women's basketball season ticket and donation renewal deadline. That's coming up August 31st. If you want to get your priority points up before seat or parking selections, call the foundation, 662-915-7159. Further information, go to give2athletics.com.
My post-game columns this season will be presented by Window Hero. From window cleaning to pressure washing, gutter cleaning, gutter guards, and everything in between, Window Hero has the experience, equipment, and expertise to make your property look and feel brand new. If you're in North Mississippi, let Window Hero make your home or business's exterior look amazing. Their experts are fully bonded and insured. Window Hero provides specialized equipment, exclusive cleaning solutions, a satisfaction guarantee, and they can clean up to 4 stories on buildings. Window Hero has locations in Oxford, Tupelo, Pontotoc, Holly Springs, New Albany, and more. Roby and Susan Allen are dedicated to helping Oxford and all of North Mississippi with their windows, gutters, and everything in between. So call Window Hero at 662-510-7077 to get an estimate. And learn more at windowhero.com. I've got a practice report story on Princely Uman up at rebelgrove.com. That's brought to you by Southern Q Sauce Craft Barbecue Sauce. Ole Miss grads Hunter and Mimi Simpson formed Southern Q Sauce. It's crafted by hand in small batches to capture that tangy, sweet, and smoky taste with just enough heat. The original recipe features the deep South flavors of apple cider vinegar, sweet brown sugar, tomato, and hickory. It's a blend of Tennessee, Mississippi, and the Carolinas with the sweet, smoky finish. Southern Q Sauce also has a variety of rubs from Old Faithful, which is an all-purpose rub, to Old Smoky, Honey Pecan, the Clucker, and the Longhorn. Whether you're a professional pitmaster or an occasional backyard chef, Southern Q Sauce has the sauces and rubs to have your friends and family coming back for more. Check it out for yourself. Go to Southern Q Sauce. Use the discount code Rebel Grove for 15% off your order. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with the personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Sego Wealth Management specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting and see what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. And we're brought to you by Grenada Home Center. They've got paints by Benjamin Moore, Pittsburgh Paints, Farrell, Calhoun, flooring of any and all types, stone countertops, whether you're looking for granite, quartz, or anything else. They've got window treatments from plantation shutters to whatever else suits your fancy. It's Grenada Home Center, 1301 Sunset Drive, Suite H in Grenada. Call them at 662-226-3127.
I know you haven't watched a ton. Did you see the gymnastics thing last night where they had the scorer change or whatever?
I did not.
Did you not see this?
No.
So they were doing the floor exercise final, because for anybody who hasn't watched much of any, they do team, then they do all around, and then they do a different competition for every specialty and hand out a gold, silver, and bronze. And they were doing floor exercise. So Romanian gymnast is sitting in third, so getting the bronze. And Jordan Childs, the United States, is the last competitor. So when her score pops up, she is not as high. Everybody's celebrating. Brazilian, who's been really good all week. I was actually kind of glad she won because she's competing against Simone Biles most of the time and keeps losing, but she's really, really good. So she wins the floor exercise. Biles is second. And this Romanian puts the flag on, crying, celebrating. So Child's coach had put in an inquiry saying the judges had made a mistake, but you don't know that in real time. All of a sudden, you look up, score changes. Childs goes to third, and this competitor who has the Romanian flag on is suddenly fourth and out of the medal. Even though she's squalling. Like it was a tough watch. Like it was a hard scene as it was playing out. I was like, oh my God. And then I started trying to learn way too much about score corrections and how that even works in gymnastics in a way that I don't really understand. It's a sport where we all become like semi-experts over like 2 weeks, but not really. And then you forget about it the rest of the time.
Not really at all.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, you do that thing. And it's like, whatever. And
like I watched the guy do what's it called? Pommel horse?
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, I don't know how you do that.
The dude with glasses, Steven, what's his name?
Well, just all of them, but him too. But it's like, I don't know how you guys do that. And I don't really want to think about it. And
they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
They're pretty stout.
Because if you hit it, it would hurt.
Well, Childs last night, I think it was Child. No, maybe it was Sunny Lee on beam. She fell, and like the way she hit, I was like, God, that had to really hurt.
Probably did really hurt.
Yeah. So, but anyway, just sucked. I mean, there's no other way around it. Nobody did anything wrong, but it was just like, dang, of all things. So college football playoff. Again, kind of a refresher more than anything else. Coaches poll comes out yesterday, and I don't know, the college football media makes a big deal out of a poll that means nothing.
Yes.
Lane was asked about it and said it meant nothing. He made the joke that he has been number one before and finished unranked.
Literally.
Yeah.
2012, 2013.
Yeah, whatever year that was.
His USC team started the year number one and ended up in the Sun Bowl.
Yeah. So there's no guarantee.
Lots of allegations that some of the SC coaches in said Sun Bowl were in different states of intoxication that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have no idea if it's true or not. But
is it true?
Rumor. I have no idea. I wasn't there. I don't know.
You believe it?
I have no idea.
You asked Lane about it?
I haven't. It would actually be one of the things that would be fun to ask about, but
yeah.
I don't think he would answer truthfully.
You still hadn't asked him when he had a Coca-Cola last, even though it's on his podium.
I have thought
his
about
lectern every time.
So those are those deals where this is 2 press conferences in a row that I've asked nothing because we are in such serious mode right now that
Wayne is not.
No, he's not.
He's kind of checked out.
In fact,
he likes his team. He is bragging more than he's ever bragged on his team.
He has. I think he probably would appreciate some of those questions, but everyone else in the room would hate me, which is fine. I don't really care. I think most of them kind of hate me anyway.
He's very much into protecting injuries.
Yeah.
He was more than willing to talk that process out of NFL model ramp ups. We're not even practicing every day right now as far as actual physical stuff. When we do, it's morning one day, night the next, to give a day and a half of rest at that. I mean, he makes the thing. If you're going to run a marathon, you don't just run 20 miles the first day.
True.
We're very true. Trying to get there.
So that's a true fact.
Yeah.
You work your way up.
He kind of took his little shot. He goes, we're way more on this side than some coaches who are still beating the hell out of each other every day. And that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Which is true. I'm sure there's some programs doing 2-a-days and tackling to the ground every day and getting tough for the season.
You can bet on it.
We've seen different levels of that over the course of our tenures.
Well, I mean, he's been consistent with this from day one, that he believes that he has science on his side. I think he's probably right.
If you're not available, it doesn't freaking matter.
And that it's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you wear them out today, you might pay for it in November. And look, if this team's goal, whether it's this is that deal where I do like a radio show. It's why I don't like doing radio shows. I had someone the other day ask me if I would kind of be a consistent guy on something. I was like, nope.
You said no?
Yeah, I said no. What's in it for me? Is that fair?
Sure.
What's in it for me? But the question was, do you think this is a national championship team? And I said, what I think doesn't matter. Like, what do you mean? I mean, what I think doesn't matter. What they think matters. They think they're a national championship team. And so if you think you're a national championship team, that means that you have to play for a national championship. To play for a national championship, you will have to win at least 2 playoff games and maybe 3 playoff games. You're already going to play 12 games. That's a certainty. So let me break out my ULM math. 12 plus 3 is 15, plus 1 would be 16. So if you're going to prepare for a 16-game season, you do have to take that into consideration in August.
Which is what happens either way, because if you're one of the top 4 seeds to get the bye, it means you played in the SEC championship game and won the damn thing.
So you're 16 games.
Yes.
So if you're playing 16 games, draining your team in the heat and humidity of a Mississippi summer is probably not genius. And you can call it fall camp if you want to, but right now, I just got through running outside. It's summer.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's summer camp. So if you drain them in the summer, you will at some point pay for that.
And he made a comment that he has so many older guys on the defensive side that he's not worried about whether or not Jared Ivey knows how to tackle. That they'll figure it out. We're not tackling to the ground and doing a bunch of tackle stuff that would then cause that from that point. So there's that too.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing he actually was interested in talking about yesterday. Because I think he believes in his process and is going, no, this is right.
Well, I mean, this is where I think he's quite smart, is that the sport has gone to an NFL model. And if you're going to go to an NFL model, perhaps you should probably take a look at the way that the NFL does things. The NFL has mini camps and such in the spring. They don't tackle in said mini camps. In fact, they don't even hit in mini camps. They don't put pads on in mini camps. Hell, they don't wear helmets in mini camps.
How early do you think he wants Jackson Dart out of the game against Furman that day? One series into the third quarter?
Probably a little more than that. I mean, he wants to get some snaps in. You want to get some continuity going. But here's the thing that's interesting, right, about the early portion of the season. Let's say this team is as good as we think it's going to be, and the first 4 games are essentially blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on one hand, you want to get your starters out of the game, and you want to get your backups into the game. But when now, in this market, when you put your backups into the game and they perform well, their prices just go up. Their market goes up. Now, it's probably a trade that's worth making, but Lane always talks about cost benefit. The benefit early is that, hey, I get to develop depth. I get my starters out of the game. They're not going to get hurt sitting on the bench probably. I get to kind of put more guys in, probably make a happier overall roster. The cost of that is in December when the portal opens, a lot of those guys can look around and go, okay, I can get a lot of money now because the tampering portal is alive and well. And if you are, I don't know, let's say Auburn, and you're watching Ole Miss play Wake.
Sure.
And you're watching Ole Miss play, who's the 4th team? Georgia Southern?
That's correct.
You're watching Ole Miss play Georgia Southern, and you're watching young wide receiver, young cornerback, and you're like, that dude could play for us. Let's reach out to his high school coach. Let's grease the skids. And I have no problem with that because that's part of the sport now. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's pre-portaling. So if that's happening, you do have to think about, I think there's a lot more different things to think about now when you're kind of doing a pro model. But to to your point, yeah, it's probably like a pitch count.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if your ace pitcher in, I guess we'll keep it on the college level. If your ace pitcher is in a game in late March and your team is ahead 13-1, he's given you 5 innings. He's thrown 78 pitches. That's probably enough.
Yeah.
Probably get him out of there because there's only so many bullets in the gun. Probably a little of that, the college thing. You know, you don't want – I would think that there's probably a message delivered to Dart at halftime. Hey,
Do not be stupid.
You're not running the ball. Get rid of the ball.
Yeah. Throw it in the –
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. So you probably playing other people because you want to see other people. But look, if you put the 2 young quarterbacks out there and they light the world on fire, they are raising their price. It's a reality. And I'll never criticize tampering. Everyone's doing it. So that's not going to be my thing. When you're like, all right, that should be illegal. Well, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not.
It's not. So Ole Miss number 6 in the preseason coaches poll. I think Georgia was number 1. They were number 1. So if the college football playoff happened with the coaches poll being the final poll of the season, a couple things here is, again, just giving you a refresher because it's a good time to do that now that the poll was out there. The games on the first weekend would be Memphis at number 3, Oregon, because Memphis is the highest ranked team in the group of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the 12 seed in the college football playoff. That is the way it works. So you're not finishing top 12. You're finishing top 11 to make the playoff.
Okay.
At least. Could be worse.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So Memphis at number 3, Oregon. The winner would play number 13, Utah, in the Fiesta Bowl because Utah would be a Big 12 champion and get a bye.
Okay.
So they're not in the top 12, but they would not even get in. They not just would they get in, they would get a bye because of the way it is situated. Be aware.
All right.
Number 7, Notre Dame at number 6, Ole Miss. The winner would get number 1, Georgia, in the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
My question here, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Why is Georgia playing? Why would the 1 seed play the 7-6 game instead of? Because that's in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
I don't know.
I don't either. You have any answer on that?
I'd have to be looking at the bracket and studying it, and trying to understand the rules. I don't.
Okay. Number 9, Penn State. Number 4, Texas.
Okay.
Against Florida State.
Okay.
And then number 8, Michigan. Number 5, Alabama. Winner facing Ohio State.
Michigan at Alabama?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Be a big game.
Yeah. Number 8, Michigan at number. So your first round games, Memphis, Oregon, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Penn State, Texas, Michigan, Alabama.
I mean, other than the first one, the TV people are like, just feed it into my veins. Michigan at Alabama in a playoff game, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's an absolute 10.
With the winner headed to Columbus.
Notre Dame at Ole Miss in a playoff game is very close to a 10 nationally. It's probably a 10. And here it would be the biggest game that's ever played on the campus.
Yes.
Penn State, Texas is a 10.
Yes.
The TV networks would just be like, yes, just.
Yeah, your potential for more dog games would be the next round because you've got Utah and Florida State hosting games.
Yeah.
Is the ACC and Big 12 champions with buys.
That's where I can't stand it. Drives me nuts.
And that's where I'm getting to.
And I hate the group of 5 thing. Just despise it. I'm just going to let you know, this is going to be the thing that drives me nuts, is that Oregon is going to in this hypothetical, Oregon is going to whip Memphis's ass. So you have these 4 games that everybody's excited about, and one of them is guaranteed to be a dog. If you know a game's going to be a dog, don't play the game. There's a better way to do this. I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused. I'm talking in the thread at the time. I don't know why Georgia wouldn't play the 5-12 winner.
Seems like they would. But
right?
It makes sense to me, but I don't know.
Or whatever. Or play the 8, I guess. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't.
Yeah.
we're arguing something that doesn't.
And if
matter
you're
right
doing that, well, this isn't fair in this hypothetical world. Either in the hypothetical world or the real world, at some point, if you're going to win the national championship, you're going to have to beat really good teams. So, you know what I mean? I mean, that's the one thing.
You could have to be as high as 9th to make this thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility that the Big 12 champion and the ACC champion are not in the top 12.
Yeah. Now, there's also a world where you're Clemson.
Sure.
Or you're Florida State.
Yeah.
And you're 11-1 or even 12-0. And then you lose the ACC title game.
That's what I'm saying.
And they go, screw you. We're dropping you. We're hammering you in the thing. We're dropping.
All the way out?
All the way out. You shouldn't have lost that game.
It would have to be your second loss for sure. If you're undefeated, you're in still.
I think so. But I mean, we might look up at the end of the year at the ACC champ and go, you didn't play shit. Pardon my language.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm lost. That's why. Yeah. I'm being an idiot. Utah would be the 4 seed is the reason. Not 13. I'm in my head. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They had a 13 by their name, so I was confused, but they would be the 4 seed. There we go.
Okay. Thank God we've settled this hypothetical tournament. Hell of a tournament, though. Except for the one game. My takeaway from everything you just said is why is Memphis in that thing?
Yeah, because somebody else is out, Missouri or Tennessee or.
And I'd much rather have that game. Tennessee at Oregon, sign me up. In
all the points.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
No, I'm watching. Missouri at Oregon, sure. I want to see it. Let's watch it. But Memphis at Oregon, not really interested. So you're going to bury that on one of the Saturday games. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's December the 21st. People are excited about the football.
Is there a world where you're better off being the 5 seed than anything else?
I have not studied it enough to do
Well,
this.
you have to play an extra game.
Yeah.
But you play the crap team.
Yeah.
And then you get the 4, not the 1.
Yeah. The 4 is going to be good, but yeah, I mean.
Would you rather have to play Memphis and Utah to get to the semifinals, or would you like to play a bye game, nothing, and then play Georgia? Those are your questions. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'd probably just rather load up and beat Georgia.
Okay.
2 games.
That's
fine. People banged up, hurt, ankles, knees, travel.
I do think it's a good chance it's just Liberty again. And it's not Memphis.
It's Liberty, Memphis, Tulane. It's someone like
Boise.
That. And whoever it is, they're going to get absolutely skull-drugged.
Because as you said, suddenly that team really cares. This isn't the random bowl game where you go, hey, they're going to show.
It happened last year. Oregon played that game and Oregon cared. And they beat the ever-living hell out of them.
Yeah. They did.
No, you're not going to get Caleb Williams, SC's sleepy team. Hey, why are we here?
No, you're going, hey, let's get up and get the hell out of here.
Where are we going after this to get the champagne? Where are we drinking tonight?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Checked out, pissed off. No, you're playing for something now. They'll kill that team. It's going to be a blowout every year.
I told you there's 1.5 12/5 upsets in the next 10 years. Over or under?
Under.
0 or 1.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to get the 5th team motivated.
So good team.
Yeah.
Best team there is outside of the 4 conference champions.
I mean, if Ole Miss.
So probably they're like the number 3 team in the country.
Yeah. If Ole Miss is the 5.
Yeah.
And they're hosting
Memphis.
Yeah. Or Liberty.
You're locked in. Yeah.
They're going to be locked in because they're playing to get ready to go play the 4 in a neutral game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably looking at that going, we can do this. Yeah, they're going to kill them. It's not like when Ole Miss played Liberty here a few years ago and everybody was half asleep. And no, totally different deal. You'll smoke.
That's also a good question to stream. Let's and that argument that you gave a minute ago. So, I mean, they used NC State. They upset Florida State in that title game, but they have 3 losses. Yeah. Would the American champion actually get the bye? Because it's not the 4 Power 4 teams. It's the 4 highest ranked conference champions.
I mean, I guess.
There's a world where Liberty or Memphis would be the higher-ranked team and get the bye.
Well, at that point, you sure as hell want to be the 5.
Oh, play the 12 and get that
Yeah.
later.
I'm going to go play 3-loss NC State, and then I'm going to turn around and play
Memphis or whatever.
Tulane.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Okay. Then we'll deal with whatever down the road
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah, it's true. This is just seed the damn teams 1 through 12 and play the thing.
Of course. It's what happens when you make things.
Leave it to this to also get overcomplicated for no reason.
Oh, Serbia and Australia tied now.
Yeah, they've been in a hell of a game here. We're in the third quarter.
Yeah, minute left in the third.
Okay.
I mean, there's NBA dudes all over the floor.
Is this a quarter?
Yeah.
U.S. plays Brazil. Did I see that correct?
I think that's
Correctly?
right, yeah.
Okay. Oh, both these teams have a bunch of NBA guys?
Oh, yeah, there's NBA dudes all over the floor. Yeah, this is high-level basketball.
Is Australia a medal contender?
Yeah. I mean, if they win this game, they're in the semis.
They're in the semis, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, they called the offensive foul on Giddey. All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
What's the rule? How the lineage? Parent is from a country. Grandparent is from a country. What gets us?
I think it has to be. I think it has to be a parent.
It has to be a parent.
I think so.
Okay. I have no idea.
I heard people upset about the Duplantis thing yesterday. The pole vaulter. By the way, congratulations to Sam Kendricks winning
silver medal. Yes.
Silver medal.
Yes,
which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty.
And
awesome.
if you're not going to win the gold, to lose the gold to a guy that sets the world record that day, that makes it a lot more palatable.
Oh no, you look up and go, okay, fine,
it's cool,
like, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I was super happy for Sam though, because he sort of got screwed with the COVID thing for you.
Second medal now.
No, let me rephrase that. He didn't sort of get screwed. He got totally, completely screwed by the whole COVID ridiculousness of the last time. So for him to get the silver, congratulations to him. That's an incredible accomplishment.
He's had a hell of a career.
An amazing,
just a hell of a career.
An absolutely super guy from a wonderful family, and thrilled for him. But if you're not going to win the gold, to be able to go, well, the guy that beat me set the world record that day.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it a lot better.
He hit 2 jumps I didn't make. Okay, I mean, yeah, you're not the dude from Jamaica after the 100 going. It was there. You're going okay.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
congratulations. It's cool.
And the guy that lost because his thing hit the bar, he can now go, well,
he wasn't winning.
That wasn't it. So let's go ahead and steer into that one.
I have no. Like, it's whatever on Duplantis. It's just a weird thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, because we're the country where they're all at.
Yeah.
So it's weird for us because it's like, okay, he's an American. Like,
his mother was from Sweden. He was able to make a lot more money.
But now you can compete over there without being for them nationally from a nationality standpoint.
Sure. But maybe he just I didn't,
because it's one of the rare instances where it goes the other way, where it's the better player. Because typically what you see is the people who go, I can't make the American team because I'm not good enough.
Right.
So how do I finagle this to be an Olympian for another country? That's in theory what you would typically see there. You see it in the World Baseball Classic all the time when they had that. You know, you have the American that go, "Hey, what's he doing playing for Italy?"
Yeah,
and it's because he had.
He wasn't going to make the American team.
Yeah,
but he wanted to play, and his mother was Italian or something, so he went and played.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't have a problem with it. Like any, I saw people get all worked up about that yesterday, and I'm like, man, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's never going to even get to a 1 on the registering for me.
Yeah. Speaking of state of Louisiana and New Orleans, try some Parham Shrimp. ParhamShrimp.com. You got a lot of different flavors available for you. The soy ginger is their most recent offering. Their best seller is the New Orleans style barbecue. It's excellent. It's great for lunch, great for dinner, great for a quick protein snack whenever you need it during the day. And again, they make it easy. It's fewer than 10 minutes freezer to plate. They mail it directly to your door. Money back guarantee. It's available with some brick and mortar locations, but hey, let us take care of you. You order 5 pouches or more, get a sampler, try a little of everything, get your favorite. Just stock up on that. Use code RG and you get 25% off. Again, restaurant quality shrimp from the New Orleans-based company. That's primeshrimp.com.
Arnett's Fine Jewelry is a fourth-generation jeweler. Arnett's is located in the old Lamons Jewelry Building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They offer expert jewelry repair, diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, stackable diamonds, and genuine stone bands, pearls, genuine color stones, and diamond jewelry. Arnett's offers super gifts for many occasions such as birthdays, graduation, and anniversary gifts. They've got flexible bangles, diamond pendants, and earrings. And guys, if your wife is expecting, Arnett's can help you find that perfect push present. They can also help you find an awesome gift for Christmas at Arnett's. They want to be your jeweler. We're brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. They host Hand Raise Guys, which will return on Thursday. Different name, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer, 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern, 662-429-4429. The College Corner is in Oxford now as you get ready for the football season, some 4 weeks away. The newest location in Oxford, as I mentioned, right off of Sisk Avenue in the Oxford Commons, more than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear. Don't forget, when you make a purchase at the College Corner, leave a tip. That tip goes to the Grove Collective, and it also gets you registered for a Grove Collective Jackson Dart signed Ole Miss football. So collegecornerstore.com plus 2 locations in the Jackson area. We're also brought to you by Argent Wealth. It's formerly Pinnacle Wealth, Argent Wealth based in Ridgeland, Mississippi. They represent clients in more than 20 states. They provide detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much, much more. At Argent, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. So regardless of your level of wealth, Argent will sit down with you, listen to your goals, study your expenses, put forth a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan built just for you. It's myargentwealth.com. And we're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. John Edwards, part of Virtuoso, a worldwide network of travel partners, allows him to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits, simply not available to all travelers. Just get in touch with him, give him some parameters, give him a budget. He will give you some options that you're probably not going to find on your own. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. Call John, 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net.
Looks like there was a hell of a fight between the Giants and the Lions multiple times yesterday in a joint practice. They
got angry.
Yeah, getting after each other a little bit. Well, it looks like Dayball kind of pressed the issue early. Made it the couple of the Giants players made a comment. The Lions practiced really, really hard, and they had done it last year in a joint practice and sort of bullied them a little bit. So I think they came into the day chippy and chirpy and ready.
My God, if you don't win that controlled scrimmage,
feels a little weird, doesn't it?
You don't play for another month.
That's what I'm saying. What are we doing? Giants general manager had to get in and break up a fight at one point during practice yesterday. Because, he's pissed at everybody. Hey,
well, what are we doing?
Stop. Yeah. They practice real hard.
Just because you become a football head coach doesn't mean that you're a smart guy.
They practice real hard. Dan Campbell has them boys going over there. We know that. Isaiah Hodgkins said over the weekend, we know it's going to be a physical practice. There's going to be a lot of chirping and talking and everything, but it's a different team this year. I think we're going to be ready for it. They've put a big emphasis on starting fast.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were told, hey, get after them. If you're Campbell, you're going, hey, our goals are way bigger than this. Stop. Yeah. Guys, they're going to suck. We're not. Stop.
No. Yeah. The Lombardi Trophy was not waiting for the winner on August the 5th.
In East Rutherford, New Jersey, sorry.
No.
It's fair.
I'm not a Lions fan, but I like watching them play. And I'm a Dan Campbell guy. I think he's interesting. And so it would be like if you told me that I could be.
I think they're my non-Saints NFC team this year.
I think if you told me that I could be embedded with one NFL team, that's the team I'd pick.
It's Lions.
just because I think they'd be interesting.
I'll go there. Yeah, I think I'm with that. Was there anything else from Lane yesterday that stuck out to you beyond the 12-minute dissertation on the headset?
That's the one thing. I mean, there are some people in our field, just in general, national, local, everything, that are making this more than it's going to be. Yes. Is it an advantage for Ole Miss with an offensive genius standing on the sideline?
Sure.
To be able to talk to the quarterback? Yes. Now, there are some logistics to this. If Lane tells Jackson Dart 20 things,
he's only going to confuse him.
Keep in mind, Jackson has his heart rate is elevated. He's playing football. He's sweaty. He's got a lot going on. He's thinking about things. He's maybe just got hit, right? There's stuff happening. If he tells him 20 things, there's only so many things of those things that Jackson's going to hear and he's going to process. And then even if Jackson hears and processes everything, he then has to communicate the applicable parts of that to the rest of his team.
That's correct.
Some of whom are not standing right next to Jackson. Some of whom, frankly, aren't thinking the way Jackson thinks. I don't know if you've ever met a wide receiver in the middle of a football game. Those are not sane people.
It is very binary for them. They got the ball or they didn't. That's pretty much it.
Those are not normal, rational, objective human beings in that moment or in any moment most of the time. I mean, like, you talk to Trey Harris and you're like, oh, you're normal. But on the field, he's not all that normal. And, like, there's a lot of those guys that are completely nut jobs. I'm not talking about Ole Miss, just in general on the field. So and then the guy on the defensive side, he's got a headset too with his linebacker, and they're not showing you everything until 15 seconds. So if Ole Miss does the tempo thing that they love to do, well, a lot of the tempo thing is come up, see one thing, make one call, go.
Yes.
So, yeah, is it a benefit where Lane goes, hey, you do see such and such? Sure. But it's not changing. You're not changing. I think it's being overblown.
It's not static where the defense just stands there and lets you do whatever and then they go. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
Which is what Lane said. He goes, basically, I can say one thing to Jackson or Charlie can, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that it's going to be Charlie on the headset tells you a lot.
Yeah. Lane's like, I can talk to him too, but then he's getting two voices and it just gets.
Well, now you're flustering him.
Yeah.
Here's two things.
Yeah.
Which one am I going with?
Yeah.
Now, okay.
We got a lot going on here, guys.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Hey, by the way, I've got an offensive tackle that's in the middle of a fight. I got offensive center that's struggling with the snap right now. I got a guard that's winded.
Yeah, this isn't a mound visit where everything's timed out.
Yeah.
Like, this is in real time.
My tight end just got dinged a little. He's kind of woozy. All the receivers are screaming at me. I got a lot of shit going on, and you're wanting to call 4 plays?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I think it's being severely overdone.
It's, hey, Jackson, here, we're going to do this, and don't do this one dumb thing, okay? Watch that guy wherever he goes. Don't do that.
Hey, there's your hot.
Yeah. Okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah.
Let's run the play.
I think they're going to do this. I mean, the NFL uses it because it's a way to get all the verbiage in.
Yeah.
Because the NFL play is so much longer.
Yeah.
And I did think one of the interesting things Lane said yesterday was quarterbacks are able to play younger now because of the college game. Well, this, and also there's just less verbiage. A lot of systems, Ole Miss included, has been able to streamline the way that they get plays in. They've been able to make it easier for the quarterback.
Well, because what he admitted was with the headsets, when he has a younger guy at whatever point of his career, I mean, he hopes it's not this year, but you basically just tell him what to do.
Yeah. Well, you get the play in.
Yeah.
You don't have to signal the play in now.
Yeah.
Where the kid's looking over there and there's 80 things going on. Your voice is in there going, 46, whatever, Wildcat, blah, 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 whatever. He relays the call and then away you go.
One injury has affected the national picture so far. Notre Dame's left tackle out for the season after suffering some sort of shoulder injury yesterday. He is he's done by far their best lineman. Just a shitty situation. I mean, bad all the way around.
Yeah, it happens. It's going to happen all over the country. You're going to lose players.
Someone is going to get hurt on every team. It's just making sure it's not your one or two dudes and hoping it's not.
Sure. Again, there is an element of luck.
Oh, a huge element of luck.
That's completely unpredictable.
Are you pulling for somebody here?
I'm probably pulling for Australia just because of Giddy.
Okay.
Even though he's not a Thunder player anymore, I like Giddy a lot. I thought the media mistreated him last year.
Where's he at now?
The Bulls.
Oh, okay.
He got traded in the Alex Caruso trade.
Okay.
I thought the media treated Giddy shittily last year in a way that they wouldn't have done a lot of other players.
The U.S. plays today?
I think so. This afternoon, right?
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
Or Canada plays today. Maybe the U.S. plays tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm more locked into Canada than I am.
You really are.
The U.S., yeah. I need Shea not to get hurt. That's the big thing.
Hey, he okay? All right, it's cool, sweet. As you said, he is pretty irrelevant to the college game at this point with Jim Harbaugh. But I laugh at his dumb quotes because of just things he says. He was asked yesterday about the allegations and the violations at the University of Michigan, and his response was, "quote Never lie, never cheat, never steal. I was raised with that lesson. I've raised my family on that lesson. I have preached that lesson to the teams I have coached. No one is perfect. If you stumble, you apologize and make it right. Today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor complicit in those said allegations. So it back to work and attacking with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind."
It's awesome.
Jim Harbaugh, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. At this point, he's playing the role of the clown. I almost kind of respect it.
Good grief.
Of course he knew it. Come on.
But he's in the NFL and he's got a ring and it's all cool. Y'all deal with that. Let me know how it goes. I'm over here trying to make Justin Herbert effective as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah. I don't know. Harbaugh does not bother me at all. I actually find him kind of amusing. Like there's a lot of people that get super worked up about Harbaugh in our field. You've noticed that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not one. I find him to be whatever, entertaining.
And then speaking of our man Tom Mars, he shared an email exchange he had with the NCAA in which the NCAA insisted Mars review more than 6,000 of former Michigan football head coach Jim Harbaugh's emails to identify confidential, privileged information in less than 24 hours. Mars, quote, "For those who might be curious about the tactics used by the NCAA enforcement, here's the factual basis for the NCAA's allegation that Harbaugh failed to cooperate in their investigation of Stallions by not producing his personal emails and text messages. In the exchange, Mars explains that the searching and sorting software does not allow one to search for and designate particular emails as confidential or privileged. Therefore, assuming searching each email would take 30 seconds, the entire endeavor would take 51 hours. Mars added that he would not be willing to do without informing Harbaugh of the cost, at least $38,000 beforehand. Mars adds, interestingly, the same investigation, the NCAA allowed other Michigan coaches to withhold emails and text messages that are not relevant or potentially relevant to the investigation as determined through a meet and confer process with the NCAA. So he's arguing that they threw Harbaugh into the failure to cooperate because he did not go through hours and hours and hours of emails in 24 hours. True or not, I don't know. I'm just merely reading the news. Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
I mean, they're guilty as all hell, but for whatever reason, I'm fascinated by this process.
I think the NCAA is toothless at this point.
You don't think they have a taste for it?
I don't think they have any teeth left.
Nothing.
There's nothing left to inject the venom.
So what do you think the penalty ends up being?
Nothing.
Bunch of nothing?
Nothing. Nothing.
Is it over in a year?
I think it might be over in a week.
Really?
It's over. Nothing's going to happen to Michigan.
So you don't think they're the house cat that's actually a predator that's going to go out
Hell
and get
no.
you?
No. Nothing's happening to anybody. Well, they might vacate something. They're not vacating a title. I mean, Kentucky's penalty, was anybody harmed?
Yeah. No.
No.
Like that YouTube video where the house cat or whatever it is kills a snake, and like the comments are really, really funny because like the cat's faster than the snake, so he's like batting him away, and it's like, yeah, the snake thought he was big and bad, and he ends up getting killed by something called with the name Mittens later in the afternoon because the like that cat's just kind of like going pop, just kind of hitting him, and then all of a sudden he's grabbed that thing with his mouth and it's over. It's like, oh, that was intense.
Oh, that wasn't a foul.
Look at you cheering for your boys from down under.
Yeah, I like Josh.
Was that on him specifically?
Yeah, foul on Giddey.
How many do you get in the international game? 5?
5, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Look at Josh knocking the 3 down. Attaboy.
You're all in.
I watch a ridiculous amount of professional basketball, so I feel like I know some of these people.
Did you follow Summer League?
Good bit.
Did you?
Yeah. I turned it on. Like, there's Vasily Micic, former Thunder player.
Who?
Vasily Micic, shooting the free throw right there. Plays for the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. This table tennis tournament game has been going on a long time. Is this the same one from when we walked in earlier?
No, because it's a singles.
Was that doubles when we first started?
They were playing doubles earlier.
Oh, okay. I am god-awful at table tennis.
Oh, really?
God-awful. I mean, maybe the worst person you've ever seen play. Yeah, terrible.
Oh. I'm all right at it.
Yeah.
Not like these guys. These guys are incredible.
I mean, look, there's a reason Forrest Gump went to China to cure the world of communism, man.
He was amazing.
Win some table tennis.
He was amazing.
He was.
I mean, for a guy that was like kind of limited, the stuff that he did, unbelievable.
Yeah.
World-class runner, All-American football player, ping pong champion,
war hero.
Incredible.
Hit a couple college football topics.
He does all of that. Yeah. He does all of that and then gets treated the way that he gets treated.
She's the worst movie character potentially in history.
Yeah, she's awful.
There's some think pieces out there on the internet that say she's actually the victim, but I'm not buying that one. No.
How? I mean, she had a
tortured
childhood.
Yeah, sure.
Childhood.
But I mean, I'm not convinced he ever knows he has a kid if it's not for his wealth or potential wealth.
All right, so this is
okay, hold on. 662-236-2222. G&M Pharmacy, South Lamar in Oxford. That rabbit hole could continue a little long there. Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs. They deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they take care of all your needs that on the same day each month, whether it be delivery or pickup. You can just do it once, have everything you need for the month with G&M and Tyson Drugs. Also, you can transfer your medications very easily. You make one phone call, they take care of the rest. Again, that's 662-236-2222.
Perfect place on the square to start planning your company dinner, a festive party event. Maybe you're already thinking ahead to your Christmas party. I recommend OPA. They can accommodate up to 200 guests. Fabulous food, great craft libations as well. Contact Jeannie, 601-421-7147. Brought to you by Service Specialist Staffing and Recruiting Agency, connecting great job opportunities to candidates since 1967. If you're on the job hunt, they can help you. It's always free for you. If your company is looking to hire quality, hard-to-find talent, they can help you as well. A payment of service solely contingent if you decide to hire a candidate that they send. You've got nothing to lose. So give Will, Sydney, or Kelsey a call, 601-573-9242, or check out their site, servicespecialistltd.com. Get the beautiful and healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. And I'll have a mailbag to you tomorrow. It's brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Are you thinking of making a move? Put the power of Sotheby's to work for you as a licensed agent with Sotheby's International Realty and a supporter of all things Ole Miss. Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email art@arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com.
Podcast is brought to you by Northeast Spark, NESPARC, service people across rural communities. 2 packages, the Ignite, the 100 Mbps, or the Blaze. It's the 1 gig, their fastest option available. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's nespark.com, 662-238-3159. Phone service, parental controls, network security, and much more. So you can get the best internet in Lafayette County. That's 662-238-3159.
I was just saying, I think it's possible that Jenny, knowing that she was at the end of her rope,
So that's she's redeeming in some way.
well, or just knows that, hey, I need to do this. I need to do the right thing by my son. And at that point, reaches out, knowing that Forrest, number one, is financially able to assist, and number two is probably going to be a good father. So maybe she, at the end of her life of wrongs, she does the right thing.
She's a great character.
Sure.
As far as just simply human existence, character,
Sure.
that kind of thing. Very well written, well cast.
Yeah. Of course she rebelled. I mean, she had a horrible childhood. And she goes off and she gets into drugs and all sorts of stuff, and things happen, and
she's actually, I mean, I'm with you, and I mean, I get the bit, and it's true. She's actually a very complex character, though, because she has sympathy for him as a kid and early.
yeah.
It's as she's more
She
tortured and
stopped
abused
him from
and
being
everything.
beaten.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually, I don't think she's internally a villain. It's kind of one of those deals where you can be bad, but it's because of things and your own harm and things along those lines. I mean, it really is. It's an incredibly well done, conflicted character when you look at that.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, maybe at the end she is.
There's a
redemptive
reason that movie, as sort of ridiculous as it is, holds up all these years later. And people continue to watch it because the characters, the acting was amazing.
Do you find yourself rewatching that one though?
If it's on, sure.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
For whatever reason, that's not one I catch most of the time and go, yeah, let me hang with it.
Yeah, I
don't know.
The days of scrolling, though, if you think about it, are kind of over.
No, you got to pick it.
Yeah.
Well, my version of scrolling is going to the movies tab and just scrolling through the movies that are currently on some channel.
Yeah.
And then I'm deciding, okay, do I want to just pick it up where it's at? Or am I restarting it, trying to watch it from the beginning because you have that option? Or what are you doing with it at that point? But yeah, it is different than just clicking through and scrolling and just seeing this is where we are and this is what we're watching and this is the scene that I'm curious in at this point. It just says 48 minutes left or 18 minutes left or whatever it is. Oh, it was only 9 seconds left?
Yeah, and they called a foul. And I thought it was a good call. I thought Micic got fouled.
So we're going to have...
I assume he's shooting free throws.
So he's going to shoot 2, and then they're potentially down 3 with 1 shot to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giddey disagreed with the call. Let's see. I thought he got fouled.
Yeah, I think you got the wrist or the arm or whatever right there, right?
Yeah.
It looked like it. Saw Ross say that basically anything at Ohio State Stadium outside of the actual naming of the stadium is fair game from a money standpoint, which is where everyone is going to be here.
Yes. Again, 100%. If someone throws enough money at you to put their logo in the middle of Vaught Hemingway, how do you say no?
It appears, and I'm just simply reading the temperature of his quote. I think he's getting some pushback from Ohio State people on simply inquiring, and he's getting pissed off, going, why would you not see what it's worth? I mean,
of course.
Let's at least then make a decision whether it's okay or not.
100%.
But how much is it worth? What are you going to pay me?
It'd be dereliction of duty if you didn't do it.
Yeah. What do you want?
If you told me that Keith Carter was refusing to take calls, I would be like, are you out of your mind? I mean, you can say no, but you should listen.
Because he starts it with look. He says, look, we have to put everything on the table. Naming rights at the stadium, the jersey patch is a conversation. We have to work with our partner Nike in the conversation. If we're breaking glass right now and we're going to put the window back, let's get it all on the table so we can put the window back in the right position.
Yeah.
Everything has to be on the table right now to analyze. That doesn't mean we're going to do it. It just means let's at least answer the question. Here's the value. Is it the right thing to do? Yes or no? If not, okay, fine. But how do you pursue it? What do we do? And how does it fit in? Yes. 100%
I
correct.
couldn't disagree. I couldn't agree with him more.
Yeah. SEC numbers are obviously higher than this, but some NIL insights have come out as far as what guys have been paid over the past year, and the average total earnings on Power 4 conference football and men's basketball player was $89,643 each during that period of time. A Power 4 athlete in sports other than football and men's basketball, $7,504. That's not surprising. For powerful football players, the average athlete earnings per player was $76,740. So basketball has a higher number than football, which also is true, very true. The average Power 4 quarterback earned $151,275. The average Group of 5 quarterback earned $20,961. If you would like some math on the difference.
Yeah, I'm surprised the numbers are this low.
It's average.
Yeah, because SEC numbers are a lot higher.
They are. That's my point. Yeah, this is completely Power 4 average. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yes, A&M and Ole Miss and Georgia are in this list, but so is Pitt, Boston College, Rutgers.
Yeah, 100%.
Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah.
You can go on and on and on down the list. For social media focused deals, the average is $258,218. It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Basketball players in the Power 4 average $171,272.
Yeah.
Because there's some big numbers.
Some big numbers.
Because one dude makes such a difference.
Yeah. There was some preseason basketball stuff that came out the other day. Had Ole Miss 8th in the SEC.
That's a good
spot. Which I think's about right.
Is that kind of what you're thinking?
No, it gets you in the tournament. If you finish 8th in the SEC next season, you will make the NCAA.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking through it. Yeah.
I think nine teams, maybe 10 out of the SEC make the tournament next year. I mean, Alabama's the best team in the league. Everyone, there's a consensus on that. Then there's a group of teams, Auburn, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Kentucky, Ole Miss, probably Florida for sure, that are all look like NCAA tournament teams. And there's 2 or 3 teams after that have a chance. And then there's 3 or 4 at the bottom of the league.
Have we shot both free throws yet?
I think he made 1 of 2.
Okay. So they're going to get final shot here, final possession.
Yeah, 2 to tie, 3 to win.
Who's their best player?
Giddy's probably their best player. Patty Mills right there, number 5, is a really good international player who's a good shooter.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah,
I've known that name
played
for a while.
Yeah, Patty's played in the league a long time. Smart player.
And timeout brings it into your front court?
Apparently so.
Yeah. Ooh, can't get a shot. Ooh. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So they're going to get 82-82.
Serbia will take a timeout. They'll be able to advance the ball 1 point.
No,
they did not taking the timeouts. Maybe they already used their timeouts. They've got 1.4.
I could have sworn they call a foul.
No.
Okay, no, he had his hand up in the air, and I went, "Oh my god!" Okay, overtime. There you go.
In Paris.
The White Sox lost their 21st straight game last night.
Yeah, they suck.
They're awful. A buddy of mine covers the White Sox. I asked him for some thoughts on what that means, if maybe Elko or Gonzalez getting up, that type of thing, because obviously they're playing all the young guys. I'll have that up later on today or tomorrow, but just heads up there is. It does sound like Elko has a pretty good shot at a September call-up.
I think so.
He continues to hit.
It's 2 things. 1, he's kind of earned one. And 2, with the White Sox, why not, right? I mean, let's see what you got, because you don't have anything.
I mean, they suck.
First-year GM, so he's got some grace. He didn't make this mess. So, I think you'll see a lot of young guys get some
Gavin Sheets, who plays first base for the White Sox, probably could have given you 1,000 guesses there. He plays first base and has not hit a home run in over 2 months.
Yeah.
So the point is, if anybody can run the ball out of the yard, you got a shot to get up and play through
they
it.
kind of owe it to themselves. See what you have, because you're going to go into an offseason where you need to make some moves. And I mean, so two things. One, you find out whether Tim Elko could play first base for you. Two, you find out whether or not you could maybe showcase him as part of a deal in the offseason. Maybe he's somebody that gets included in a package that gets you something that helps you become a better team. The list of I mean, I guess you'd have the service time thing, but I don't think that's
not a problem.
That's not a big enough deal at this point, because Tim's an older guy.
Yeah,
so that's not a big enough deal at this point. Yeah, you bring him up and let him play.
Yeah,
if he's, I mean, I hope Tim does really well. Let me be clear here. But in a world where he sucked,
it doesn't matter.
You didn't lose anything.
Yeah. So, all right, back tomorrow. Is there practice in the morning again?
No, practice this afternoon.
I know, but nothing tomorrow morning.
I don't think tomorrow.
Okay, normal day tomorrow from a podcast standpoint. Coverage at rebelgrove.com, stuff from yesterday, and we will talk to you again soon.